Lavia has agreed to join Arsenal Football Club. That is according to reports tonight. Plus, Fabrizio Romano update on Moises Caicedo. He understands that personal terms agreement with Chelsea is close, but the player's priority is to join Chelsea as things stand right now. We're looking at a done deal at Liverpool with Fabio Carvalho leaving on loan for a year, and Tottenham's pursuit of James Madison really heats up. Make sure like buttons are hit. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. Turn those bell notifications on. Very, very important. Get that done so you don't miss any of the streams that we put out. It's a done deal show. Let's do it. It's been a busy week for Chelsea Football Club in relation to moving players out. Aspilicueta has now gone. Of course, we've seen Kai Havertz pretty much leave. Mason Mount is coming to a foregone conclusion as well. It looks as though he will be a Manchester United player as things stand, as things are being reported. Plus, with Ziyech, Mendy, Kante already gone. There's another name that eludes me as I start to record this video, who also went out to Saudi this week. Of course, Mendy, Ziyech, and there's one other, Koulibaly. It's been a very busy week indeed in the transfer market for Chelsea. I think exits are rarely met with as much excitement as players arriving. But for Chelsea, moving players on, clearing the decks, removing dead wood, unwanted players, or individuals that want to leave. And I think Chelsea have a real combination of that when you go through their squad. That was imperative before they started to add their numbers. A lot of us said that, a lot of us felt that. And of course, Nkunku has joined. The deal for Jackson is over the line. But so many players are now on their way out. Moises Caicedo is an interesting one. So look at this update here from Fabrizio. And when he retweets his tweets, it means things are progressing. When he pins them, watch out. But he says here that he understands that Chelsea are still working on Moises Caicedo deal. Personal terms are almost agreed. And the player's priority is still Chelsea as things stand. And I think that's really significant because Arsenal came in for him heavy and hard in January, but couldn't get the deal done. Man United need more midfield bolstering. So do Liverpool. But at the end of the day, whether it's money, whatever it may be, he is favouring Chelsea right now. And I think it's significant. And it could change. Man United could suddenly get interested, or Liverpool or Arsenal if they miss out on Rice, and that the world changes. And we'll come on to that in a moment. But it's significant because a lot of people have this, they've labored under this delusion, this fantasy that Chelsea were done. Chelsea couldn't attract anybody. Chelsea were just going to pale off into the shadows of football and disappear because they came 12th. And I have to say, as a football fan my whole life, someone who's watched it avidly for 30 plus years now, who's been covering it on socials for the best part of a decade, it's one of the strangest, most deluded takes I've ever seen in the game, without a shadow of a doubt. Delusion across the board. He is willing to join. Now, no official bid has gone in yet. That's due to Chelsea being busy with many sales of people. But I think once Havertz completes, once Kovacic completely goes, it's pretty much done, but, medical's happening. Number 8, I hear Kovacic is going to get a mount. You'll see the incoming start to increase quickly. Pre-season starts in 2.5 to 3 weeks. So they want to start having those new players in and the old players out of the door. That's a significant element here. I also think Chelsea then need to act quickly because who knows what happens next week. The Man United announced the takeover, that they suddenly get more money to spend. Do Arsenal miss out on Rice and change their attention fully to Caicedo? Anything can happen. So it's going to be very, very important for Chelsea to get that over the line. But things looking good as they stand. Now, coming from the Evening Standard and the Football Insider, they have reported that Lavia has agreed to join Arsenal. So here, more good news for Arsenal fans with Mikel Arteta pushing to sign Declan Rice. It seems the Gunners could soon welcome another midfield addition. According to the Football Insider, the Southampton midfielder Lavia has agreed to move to the Emirates Stadium. They claim Arsenal are now in pole position ahead of Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Now, most of the reports linking him to Arsenal have always been in addition to Declan Rice. So if they miss out on Declan Rice, there isn't a report yet to suggest that they won't focus that Declan Rice money on somebody else. That's not something that we have seen as of right now. From my point of view, that's very interesting. It shows you that Lavia isn't some kind of backup to. It's two elements that are interesting. Right now, it shows that Lavia is not some backup to Declan Rice. That there is planning for the here and now, but Arsenal also getting ahead of the game and thinking this guy could be worth £100 million in a few years' time. Remember, in 2 years' time, in 2 seasons' time, all the new TV deal money arrives. Again, all the new bids are going on. That means prices could go even higher for football players in the coming years. Saudi are getting involved in football. That may raise the price of players. So they're striking while the iron is hot, but the player is cheap. And that's very, very important at times. The second element of it, which is key, is Arsenal fans making sure they keep that pressure on their owner's neck, owner on Edu's neck, that they don't just suddenly sign Lavia if they miss out on Declan Rice and say that, oh, well, this is the replacement for Rice, because you're linked with him now as an addition. And no one close to Arsenal is shutting that down. And that's key. Because if lies are put out there about Arsenal or stories that are not true, the Arsenal press, the Charles Watts of this world, the Tom Cantons, the Harry Simews, people very close to the club, Chris Wheatley's, they go and get the information, they come out and say, we're not linked to him, there's no truth to this, etc., etc., etc. So they haven't done that at this moment in time with Lavia. So it's important for Arsenal fans to remember that and keep the pressure on their club. But of course, it's very, very positive news that Lavia wants to join you. It shows the growth and direction that Arsenal have gone in. It's another quality signing. Yes, maybe not ready now to help win you a Prem by himself as a singular signing, but as part of a very good summer, I think Lavia is a wonderful piece of business for Arsenal. And again, as a United fan, I'm jealous they're getting him. He's someone I would like us to add to our ranks. Move the McTominays, the Freds, and the Donny van der Beeks on and add, a Caicedo, a Lavia, and a Mount combined. Suddenly the upgrade in the midfield is massive. So as a United fan, I'm not going to hate because I'm jealous. That's a weak attribute, and that isn't what I do here. I'm not part of the NVC. Only people in the NVC do that, and that's not me. But look, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings on that right now. James Madison to Tottenham. Another update from Fabrizio here, which I find very interesting, that says that not just a new centre-back as a priority, that Tottenham are still working hard on the James Madison deal as they plan to insist in the next days, despite Newcastle being in the mix. Now, a few weeks back, it was reported that Newcastle were leading the race. And there were very few journalists who debunked this or pushed away, or played it down. Dean Jones was the first about a week ago, where he stated that through people he'd spoken to, it was actually Spurs that were ahead of Newcastle now. And this can change in these races. Whoever's leading today might not be leading in a week. It's as simple and straightforward as that. But this is a tremendous signing for Spurs if they can pull it off. My personal feeling is that Madison should steer clear. If he can get to Newcastle, get to Newcastle. They're a club going places. Spurs, I believe, are just going to tread water again for the next decade or two, or at least until the Daniel Levy's and Enoch leave White Hart Lane. I just think there'll be an also run. They're a big stadium, beautiful stadium. They're a big football club, but they don't have the ambition to become a great football club, where Newcastle do. However, if Spurs pull it off, it's a brilliant signing. And again, you can hold those two thoughts at exactly the same time. Again, the only people that cannot are in the NVC. And I need to ask you, are you in the NVC? I need to start asking my viewers, are you in the NVC? Let me know in the comments section below. But this will be an interesting one to keep an eye out on in the coming days. James Madison to Tottenham. Now, the final Fabrizio update I wanted to go through today was Fabio Carvalho. This guy joined Liverpool from Fulham last summer, and the hype, the buzz, the expectations surrounding him was gargantuan. Now, he didn't join for a massive amount of money, and that helps. If he'd have joined for 50, 60 million pounds, got the game time and put the performances in that he did, there would have been some much bigger questions. But at £5-6 million, the pressure to deliver is nowhere near as high. We all know this. But he's now going out on loan to Leipzig until 2024. No buy option in there. And I probably think this is sensible. I get the feeling that maybe Klopp has watched him in train, watched him in a few games, and just thought maybe whether it's physical, whether it's mental because of his age and being young, whether it's just his ability, he's just not quite ready for Premier League football and first team football regular in a team that's trying to win a Premier League title. I think Leipzig's a very good football club for him to go to. Good, German football's a good level. Leipzig, they play nice football. There'll obviously be a good communication between the manager and the hierarchy at Liverpool and RB Leipzig to ensure that the right style of football, the right amount of game time is being had as long as he steps up and he delivers. There's also been some success before of English players, going to Germany and doing, whether it be permanently or on loan, doing well and coming back to England and delivering. So, look, I think it's a good move for Liverpool. I understand it. I think as a Man United fan, I don't care what happens at Liverpool. As a football fan, there was a lot of hype around this kid, and I would have loved to have seen what he could turn into, and he still may. I always get skeptical when a player goes out on more than one loan. I always then start to question how good is he really in relation to becoming a star at the big club that he's at. But let's watch how this one pans out. I really do want your thoughts and feelings on this around, do you think it'll be a loan and then back in the Liverpool team next year? Or do you think this is the beginning of the end of Fabio Carvalho at Liverpool? Hit the like button for me. Make sure you're following us on TikTok. And as I've said, get the bell notification turned on and put push notifications on right now on your phone so you don't miss any more streams from the Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.